Flip City Magazine is just really pulling out all the stops, man. Your guys' production value of this magazine has gone insane. I mean, look at that. I mean, I remember when you guys, it was black and white. Even when it was black and white, I thought your quality was great. But damn, they have just, I mean, they just really stepping it up a notch. Look at this. James Corbett, boys. James Corbett.
Genuinely cutting, but also funny, and obviously just chaotic and very fun.
I love Flip City. It has brought new types of badassery and integrity to the print medium.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me, to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
Well, are you? Hope not. Hope you're not mental, but we've been known to talk to a few. What can I tell you? I'll bring out my co-host, Levi Steen. What's happening, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Pops?
It is all action again. It's been one of them days, right? Been good parts, been bad parts. Okay, just they go with that. I will say good parts. Tomorrow night, 6:30, we will be broadcasting our first live music jam right here on the Madness, coming from Ear Goggle, guys. Ear Goggle. Okay?
That's right. It's gonna be cool.
They're performing their rock opera live. What's the name of that place, Levi? I forgot.
Oh, geez, call me on the spot. You told me once, and I forgot it.
I gotta look.
Yeah. Yeah. All I know is it is gonna be to.
It is amazing. I know that. Okay, look, these guys are cool. We interviewed them last week, right? At World's End Comics is where they're going to perform it, guys.
Right.
So it's going to be a live rock opera performed in a comic shop live on the Madness Comic Network. You can't beat that kind of excitement.
Gonna be cool. What time is it again?
6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Right. 3:30 Pacific. Okay.
We got, we're trying to bring you stuff, people. We're trying to bring you stuff you wouldn't expect and stuff that catches you off guard. This is one of them things. This guy's one of them things also. I don't know if y'all know Doug, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name. We're just going to call him Lullaby. What's up, Lullaby?
Gentlemen, how are you? How are we doing?
I am doing well.
It's good. I'm looking for. You're going to be at Grand Rapids next month, right?
Yes, the 15th, 16th, and 17th, if I recall.
Cool. And I will see you there, my friend, again.
And I have a discussion panel the middle of the day on Saturday.
Really?
1 o'clock-ish, I think. Something like that.
What's the panel about?
The panel is about where you get your ideas.
Okay.
Which is the most irritating question you get asked. Hey, where you get your ideas?
All over.
Dude,
well,
I usually get them on these shows.
First off, that's like asking Michael Jordan where he got the basketball, right? Like the idea, it's just step one is the idea. Anybody can get an idea. That's one. And then some people can make something great with the idea and some people cannot. But you do need that idea.
Yes.
So I'm sort of just delve into simple nuts and bolts of training your brain to use its imagination again, like you used to know how to do when you were 5. But
yes,
we've all forgot, or not me, but people have forgotten how to use their imagination. And so it's just a quick look, swerve back into this lane and let things happen.
This is one of the reasons that I've always read real books as well as comic books. To make my brain make them pictures too, to make my brain use my imagination to make that movie in front of me from the written word I'm reading, right? And of course, ideas slap me in the head all the time. I for the longest time, I didn't have an outlet for my ideas. I didn't have a way to do anything with them. Now, if it's something I can't do, I got a bunch of people I can give an idea to. Here, do this. Here, try that. You guys, you know what I mean? It's like
Well, that's another important thing about creative process, which I hate using hippie floaty words like the creative process, because it's a job. It's not a process. It's not magical, but collaborating with other people helps build an idea. It helps. It's important. Yes. I can't stress enough how awful AI is in every conceivable level. But
yes,
if you're a writer, you give that to an artist, he's going to picture it differently than you. And this now has a different dimension than it would have had. And even if it's not what you wanted, you're not seeing that, okay, I got to swerve it back into this lane. That collaboration is going to create something.
Right.
different and more real and more of a connection. You know, the more people you add in, well, you can have too many, obviously. But if you eliminate a person from the creative process who should be there, i.e. an artist, this is now less good.
Right.
How that AI,
it's watered down, kind of.
Not actually. No matter how good that AI is, that's not the human perspective that has created that thing. So it is less than it would have been with two human perspectives collaborating on something.
Yeah. I haven't been a fan of AI right from the beginning because I have so many friends that are artists, right? And I see the work and the heart and the years that they put into it. And it's like, I will not use an AI program. I will not go type prompts in. And look, I'm a guy who always needs thumbnails. I'm always needing something. I will not AI any of it. I refuse to, right? It is
terrible on every conceivable level. I could do an hour and a half on any facet of AI being just flat out poison. Yeah, but let's take what you said just for a second. You need a thumbnail. Now you can type in a prompt. Boom, you type in a prompt, you get the thumbnail. It's okay, whatever. There you go. You have the thumbnail. Yeah. But if you'd have spent that time looking through a magazine or flipping through a search engine or talking to a buddy, you would have gotten vastly more information into your CPU with which to create an idea or a mood or whatever. You're learning something. You type into the prompt, it's empty calories. You've got nothing out of it.
I know all these artists, and it's like I'll go in the group and I'll say, hey, I'm looking for a thumbnail for this new show I got, and here's the concept. And somebody sends me something I can use, right? It's like it works every time. And I don't have to go fake it. I don't have to go AI my way through it. If I got to make them, they're horrible. They're the ones I make in paint. What do you call it? Paint like this. This is a thumbnail that Pops makes. Okay,
like in
Pretty
Mario
basic,
Paint?
Not much to it, right? You can tell Pops made it, right? Okay. So I try to
even that has a bit of charm. You made that, and I could definitely pick out. Yeah, that's something Pops made.
Yeah.
But if you get an artist friend to do it, or somebody does it, they're now giving energy to the project. You know, that's positive energy. They give can I swear on this program?
You most certainly can.
Okay. They gave enough of a fuck to draw something for you. That's no positive energy. It's a little bit morale boost. And now they're a little invested. Positive energy, you know, again, I'm not into this hippie bullshit, but there's something to be said for it. You know, you surround yourself with positive energy and good things happen. If you sit in front of a computer screen and type, but drag old-timey dragster, what did you get out of it? You got nothing out of it. You learned nothing. You got no energy. You got no boost from a buddy. You got nothing. Nothing happened there. And no one gives
you're missing the surprise at the end where, like, if you go and you prompt something like, hey, I want a frog riding a reindeer or something like that, and that's what AI gives you, versus going to your buddy and going, hey, I want frogs that ride reindeers. And your buddy goes, no, instead of frogs, it should be this. And then all of a sudden it's a completely different idea and it's way better than it should have been.
Then, yeah.
You know, and AI just would have given you some lame ass.
So last week,
it's so much poison. And for people who want to learn or people who are artists, it's just flat out poison because you're getting lazy. Your brain is a muscle, right? Now I could get a robotic suit that let me do 50 push-ups, 100 push-ups, 200 push-ups a day, but my arms aren't getting any stronger, am I? I'm getting weaker and I'm getting atrophy. My arms are atrophying. That's what's happening with the creative center of your brain every time you use this. You could have worked out that center of your brain and created something, even if it's not great. It got to work out. You're moving forward. But
so
you just type that in, it's atrophying. It's getting weaker and weaker and dumber and dumber.
Well, everything's designed to dumb us down too. Last week I interviewed this kid, and in the middle of the interview, Douglas, and this happens all the time, I get hit with ideas. Okay. So a show idea came to me during last week's Monday Madness. I'm looking at the kids' stuff and I've read some of the kids' stuff, and it's like, I really want to interview that character. I want to interview Rufus. I've interviewed Nander 100 times. I want to interview Rufus. I want to get inside that character's head. And boom, light bulb. And now I got all these people that want to come on the show. The new show, Fourth Wall Interviews with Pops Van Zandt. And yesterday I asked for a thumbnail, and one of my lovely people, Kitty, shot me a thumbnail just like that. You see what I'm saying? It's like I sometimes I'll make my own because I don't want to ask. I don't want to ask all the time. But sometimes if it's something good, like a show, a great idea for a new show, I want a good, solid thumbnail from it from the beginning. I don't want some Pops crafted together thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
He also sent me that as a GIF where you see the wall exploding and shit. It's cool as hell, right? I'm like, yeah, that's what I mean. It's like an idea and a thumbnail just like that. I love my group. I love my people. You know what I mean? Now I'm gonna let Levi turn. I'm turning Levi loose on you, bro.
If you replace all that with a prompt, what did you get? Nothing.
Exactly.
You got nothing.
Exactly. It wouldn't have been.
You're disconnecting yourself. Ironically, you're disconnecting yourself from humanity whilst trying to create something that connects to humanity.
Yeah, there you go.
Idiots.
What is up, Deepak? What's happening? There you go. I got a lot of artist friends. Man, I just throw it out there in the group. Hey, somebody want to make something for me? Somebody send me something back. You know, it's like it's that simple. I love what we do here. Now, Douglas, you got some very how would you describe it, Levi? His body of work.
Ooh, vast.
Is that what you're looking for?
Wide. Yeah, I got lost on your website for like an hour. I was just like, okay,
because it was screwed up again, or because you're enjoying yourself?
I was enjoying myself.
Oh, good.
Website, you really do. I highly recommend. Go to arseniclullabies.com.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Go there and get lost like I did. Yeah.
I try to make it worth going to. You know, you can go there and spend a little time as opposed to just, there it is. Here's the dates. I'm going to be at a con. Here's what's coming next. I mean, that's fine, but that can't be. People aren't going to go there again and again if that's all that's there.
Right. The cartoons. You know, I let's see. I can't recall how many didn't make it into the Mad magazine. You know, but those were the ones that's like Stillbirth Baby. Oh, that one was that little girl after she opens the box and she's just sitting there completely crushed. Like, yeah, that's what it's exactly like.
Yeah, she got a little child got a doll for Christmas and the doll didn't move, and then she looked at the box and it was stillborn Sally.
Yes, that's what it was.
The doll just slowly slides out of the box onto the floor.
Yes, that was awesome. And it's
Mad Magazine didn't want that one. That's weird.
I wonder why. Yes.
Maybe I must have misspelled something.
It must have been. That's what it was. I think it was Sally. You misspelled Sally.
Could have been. Should have been IE. I don't know. I'm no good at spelling stuff. I just make with the drawing.
Right. So one of the things I got lost on, and once I started digging, and then all of a sudden I got a little upset because it was kind of like, you know what? You didn't finish this. You put up a part 1 and never put up a part 2. And it was just one of those random, you click on one of the pages and down at the bottom, it gives you a recommendation for something else on the site. And it had a blog of yours from 2013, right? And it was Moving Day Part 1. You were living in an apartment, and that apartment, you ended up being the soup, and you ended up doing a whole bunch of work on that apartment. It had no electricity. It had, you were down to 4 plugins that worked. And it was like, oh my God, some of those plugins, they were smoking, you said.
It was bad news, but it was, there was some confusion. It was very nebulous who owned it because it was in between the bank foreclosing and the guy. So the guy didn't own it anymore, but the bank didn't own it yet. So there wasn't anybody to collect my rent.
Yeah.
There was literally nobody. I tried to give it to the guy's like, I don't own it anymore. I said, okay, got it. Tried. The bank's like, well, we don't have this. We don't have a contract for it. Once we have a contract to give you, a lease agreement, then you can start paying us. I'm like, all right. But so I was living there rent free, but as you pointed out, the problem is there's no one to repair anything.
Nothing.
No one owns it. And it was an older house and it's just falling apart at the seams. Yeah, I was down to like 4 electrical outlets. There was no heat. It's Wisconsin. So it was, it's fairly cold. But the cheapskate in me was like, no, we can push through this. We get free rent.
I'm saving so much money.
Saving a ton of money. Just hang in there.
My thought was, as I visualized this place, Fight Club came in. That house that they all lived in Fight Club, where it was just off in the boonies and like nothing around it. It was just kind of like nothing worked. And
it wasn't unlike that. It was only a duplex, but it was not unlike that.
Yeah.
Because the other people had moved out. So I basically had the entire duplex to myself and the basement. And yeah, it was between Fight Club and Home Alone. That's what it's a combination of those two things.
So on your I sound like a stalker now. So on your blog, I went a month ahead, and I'm kind of like, there's no part 2 anymore. So
there's not.
No, then at least there wasn't in November. You published it in like October 2013, and I went to November 2013, and there was nothing there. So I moved on.
Yeah, that's too bad.
How long did you?
Well, I moved this. I had to move the site over a couple of times to different providers or whatever the hell it's called.
Right.
And so some of the stuff, it just got jacked up. So there's probably things that, there was some loss somehow.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole bunch of pictures that didn't make it through that are just in limbo. They're all on the site somewhere, but that's not hooked up properly.
Right. Right.
So, but I can tell you that the move went fine and everything's good. I wasn't killed and the house didn't burn down, although I was almost killed taking the refrigerator because it was there were appliances. It was fully applianced duplex, but again, bank doesn't own it. Nobody owns this stuff anymore except me. So I was like the Grinch before Christmas. We're packing up all or how the Grinch stole Christmas. You're a mean one, mister. I just told the washer, the dryer, both the refrigerators up and stuff. So the upstairs refrigerator, I don't know how they got it up there in the first place, but it was too big to get down the stairs, or maybe I just thought this was a better idea. I got a giant fireman's ladder up to the porch of the second floor, and then me and my friend loaded this giant refrigerator up, and I was on the bottom of the ladder coming down, and incredibly stupid idea, but I lived. That's all I can remember as far as it being eventful was that ladder and taking a refrigerator down.
Right.
Yeah. I think everything else went okay.
Yeah. As a damn them kids are loud. Okay, I'm back. So part 2 is just the movement. Okay, that's all you got.
Yeah,
I don't remember what the part 2 was. Part 2 might have been the refrigerator.
Okay,
it might have been that. But yes, I'm sorry that's missing. But I'm glad that there's stuff on that website that's entertaining still.
I'm going.
One does hope that you go there and you go down a rabbit hole, especially with the blogs and stuff.
Okay, which rabbit hole do you want to go down? 25 years of wrong.
I think Stillbirth Sally is one of the first comics that comes up. If you go to
well, you want to scroll down. And let's see, stop right there. Maybe. Oh, I'm pointing at my screen. You can't see that. On the right-hand side, Pops, of the screen. Oh, no, go down a little bit more. Down more.
I'm looking at what's the randomizer?
the randomizer just gives you a random Arsenic Lullaby one-page comic to read.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think it works.
Mm-hmm. You don't think it works? Let's find out. It works. I see something. It works. Okay, so what else do we got?
So I go to the right to the little fairy in the jar.
Okay.
No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember where it is.
Oh no, it's just opening in a different window. I gotta share a different window. That's all. It's there. I just gotta, because it doesn't like jump with StreamYard won't jump with it. You know?
Oh, really?
I mean? Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It opened it. It just StreamYard didn't. It stays on the page it was on because there's still other clickable links there. Right.
Right. Okay, no, Stillborn Sally's not there. If I get a randomizer.
Oh, it's not there.
I don't. Not sure where it is.
Well, what else?
But that stuff's all in color, so that would have been after the Stillborn Sally.
That one's pretty good
Although,
too.
Those are all fine cartoons.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. Like, where are you going to find with somebody with all that knife experience?
It takes decades to hone mere talent into skills such as mine.
I was proud of that one. Those are one of those ideas that, okay, this is good. I'm happy with this.
Rabbi Stein's circumcisional knife throwing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Did Mad Magazine not want that one either?
Let me think. I might not even bothered sending them that one.
Mm.
No, I don't think I did. Because they then own those pages. If I send them a page, they own that page. And the magician character is an ongoing character in Arsenic Lullaby, so I didn't send them that one. Because I'm like, I think I'll keep this one. Thank you.
You pretty much know that what's going to make the cut and not make the cut.
Absolutely not. It was a complete crapshoot, and that was part of the reason I left. Because you can send them 7-8 gags, and they take one or they take two, and there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. And I had a meeting with the editor-in-chief, such as he was, trying to get him to explain, okay, what are you looking for here? Because I'm not a prima donna, and two, I've got my own book. So if I come up with something great, I'll just put it in my own book. If you don't want it, I don't care. But tell me what direction you want stuff to go in, because this is becoming a waste of my time.
Right.
I can't keep making things specific for your magazine and then you don't use them. And at that point, the last 4 things they had taken were basically the same joke. In a different form. The gag was the father doesn't like his kid. It was, or the guy doesn't want a family. That was basically the joke. And one was Frankenstein, and one was what's the fairy tale with the glass slipper?
Cinderella.
Okay, yeah, is that Cinderella?
Yeah.
Okay, so the gag was, the prince is there. He's got the glass slipper. Oh, whoever fits in this glass slipper is the one of that magical night. And there's all these hot women there, and so far none of them fit. And then one woman raises her hand and she's pregnant. So he drops the glass slipper and it shatters. And he goes, "Oops, sorry. Can't prove it was you now." Which is a good gag, but there were several variations on that theme. All you're taking is this. Look, I love misogyny as much as the next guy, but you're just taking the same joke over and over again. What the fuck are we doing here? Right. He was unable to explain what he wanted. He was unable to verbalize even the most basic comedy lingo. It was bad news.
All right, so I have to introduce. I'm gonna have to introduce you and Kitty, because Flip City Magazine is nowadays mad, but it's not for woke people. You know what I mean? I showed you. We played the ad at the beginning of the show. one with Salty in it. That's their book, man. And
That's Salty?
yeah.
I thought Salty was a big fat guy.
No.
No? Well, who am I thinking of?
No, that's Salty Cracker.
You read my mind.
I thought he was a big fat guy, like Jelly Roll looking kind of guy.
No.
Okay.
Him, dude.
Well, how about that? It said Salty Cracker on there, and I'm like, what the kid? What is that him? I was looking.
Yeah, but they make a magazine that's, just straight up like that, man. I could see you writing stuff for them instead of crappy Mad.
That's exactly what I thought too.
Well,
Once I got into it, I'm like, he needs to meet Christy. He does. Flip City and him are a perfect match.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll get you. Send me a way to get a hold of him, and I'm definitely interested.
On Facebook, she's Kitty Flips. Kitty Flips.
All right, let me write this down.
She's into madness.
Kitty, you got a wrench on your name. You want to drop a link?
Yeah, drop a link.
Drop
so he can reach you.
I'll go find it. What do you want? Facebook or not Facebook? Twitter or
either one. Whatever you want.
Find it. Yeah.
Well, whichever one she answers.
Probably
whichever
go to
one
Twitter.
She's gonna see.
I don't know. She's pretty good about either one. She answers my Facebook ads, or when I hit her up, she answers. I will shoot it to you right now.
Yeah, I got her.
Profile number 100. What the hell is all that? I'm sticking it in.
I'm all about growth. I'm all about getting new fans. Always looking for a new place to mortify people.
A new place to play, really. It's it'd be definitely a new place for you to play, and you definitely have stuff she'd get down with for sure.
Okay, she's over. So she's. I put the link in the chat, or you want it in the private chat as well?
That's the X one. And I already on Facebook. I sent you her Facebook in your Facebook message.
Okay, cool. So, cool.
You get her either way.
Oh, that's what this is. Okay, got it. Cool.
Yeah.
I will drop her a line.
And they actually have a campaign right now for issue number 23 over there on Fund My Comic. So if you're into this kind of stuff, guys, check it out.
Issue 23. How often does it come out?
It's quarterly.
Wow.
Yeah. They've been doing it for about 5 years, I think. It's good stuff. Maybe 6, something like that.
Very cool.
But I bumped into it a couple issues ago and met Kitty, and Kitty is instrumental in where we're at right now because she introduced me to the guy who ended up being my business partner, and now we're Legitimate LLC doing stuff for real around here. We ain't just talking at a con anymore, Doug. I'm telling you. So
from the little acorn, a mighty oak grew.
Yes. And it's, I tell people, it's like we'll go for a little while, we'll plateau there for a little while, and then something will happen. I'll get an idea. I'll meet somebody. Something will happen. Boom. It snowballs downhill again. It gets bigger. And then it plateaus for a minute. Something else happens. And we're right on the edge of another one of those roll down the hill things. It's kind of crazy. I can do things I couldn't do before because I was just Pops. I wasn't a legit business, right? Being legit opened up some doors. I'm just saying, and meeting the people that helped me get there. Yeah, it's 2024 was a shitty year, but a good year. Good year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's the balance of the universe, it seems.
Yeah.
Things ebb and flow. So for all the good, there's some shitty waiting for you, and you just, you power through it.
Is there anything in that pinup gallery? Oh, it looks like
you're really any kind of link you click on there, Pops, is a crapshoot. It might give you a 404 error, or it might give you a fantastic piece of artwork.
I didn't run into any of that.
Right. It's almost a drinking game. Every time you get a 404 error, you got to take a drink, and then okay, your turn to click. Oh, I'm gonna try this one. Oh no, I got a drink. A broken link.
Now,
if you go to the, why do I keep pointing at the screen like you're here? If you go to the randomizer, it'll just give you random comics, and that might spark something.
Yeah, and I have to then open it in a new window. I have to share a new window because StreamYard is so stupid. See,
I've been able to
you want to double
stream
your
on
price in
StreamYard.
StreamYard, and your program can't even keep up with us just clicking on something inside the same website. Come on, man.
Well, you got 3 windows to work and open the screen, so I think you're doing pretty good. My opinion,
Well,
Pops.
I mean, you have to keep pulling out and then pulling and going back in, and it's like, man, this is starting to feel like I'm not going to get satisfied. No, Arsenic Lullaby. This is the one, guys. This is the one.
Now, theoretically, if you click on the bottom, if you click on the bottom on a regular computer, it's just going to randomly give you another picture. So it shouldn't screw up the window you have.
Oh, but it will, see, because it'll open it in a new. Well, maybe it won't.
I don't think it will. Let's find out. Okay. If I'm wrong, I take a drink.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
The fairy, look, the tooth fairy. Here we go.
Oh, that was the other one too, where they had Mad Magazine had redone it was just a 3-panel comic, and it had the fairy on it. They got hit on the windshield.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of my favorite stories that I do, not to pat myself on the back, are the ones like that fairy and the stillborn Sally, where it's really not even a joke. It's just funny. There's not really a setup punchline. There's no joke structure. It's just this weird thing that you saw happen that's funny.
Right.
I'm hoping everybody's reading this because I tried to keep the punchline out of the picture while you read it. I think I can do that, and then poof, back in Mama's womb. Yeah.
I don't think they did. I think they took that one. I'm almost positive that one was in Mad too.
That one right there.
Good
That's
one.
it. Because you tell us about the panel reversal on 2 and 3.
Yeah, originally when I did it for my book, it was panel 1, as you see it, the car is parked. Then panel 3, you saw that it was a fairy. If you can scroll up, Pop.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, scroll down.
Yeah.
Scroll down.
Okay.
So it was the car, and then the fairy, and then the guy, which
It's still kind
of funny, but it's
Right.
obviously way funnier. And I don't know why I didn't just do it like that in the first place. It's way funnier if you just see the car parked, and then you see the guys looking at some weird goo, and then you see the goo as a fairy that he did.
I like it.
Yes. Sometimes you do stuff, and then you figure out later why it would be funny, which is why it was magazine came in handy, because they would buy all the old jokes. Like they didn't know the joke was 10 years old.
Right.
It was new to them. They'd pick up something that I wrote 10, 15 years ago. I say, thank you. Take that check. Have a nice day. Thanks. Nice doing business with you, boys. Here's a 10-year-old joke that I already reprinted 3 times. Here, enjoy.
He spits the key out. No, that magic word right there. You just got it.
I'm pregnant. Yeah, I ain't
Oh,
survived.
here we go.
Oh, these were funny too. Yeah.
That's some Alice in Wonderland stuff with the alien. Yeah.
The abortion clinic one with the aliens. That was fucking hilarious. Like, thanks for nothing.
That's one of my favorite ones because I'll set it up because the randomizer, it could be all day before we get it. But so you got some woman running to an abortion clinic, and then there's the doctor is about to take her in, and this protester stops her, and protesters, presenting one side of the story, and then the doctor's, or one side of the, you shouldn't do this because blah blah blah, and then the doctor's like, it's none of your fucking business, blah blah blah,
right?
And the woman's looking back and forth, and the two start getting more and more heated into an argument, and then she goes and backs up, and boom, a xenomorph alien flies out of her chest and then starts wiggling away, and it wiggles up to this shitty car where there's an alien hanging out. Go, thanks for nothing. You know, and that little space grabber's trying to reach up to his dad. Thanks for nothing.
Doug, I feel like I could talk to you all day, and you know I could. I do have another guest popping in here in just a second. Pop, there he was. Bang.
There he is.
But I do want to invite. Look, I think you'd be a great guest on Freewheeling Friday because there's no format. We just talk about whatever. But I also have a new show called What's Your Issue? And it is a guest-driven show. You get to come out and talk about whatever you want. If it's an issue of a comic book that you want to review or that you have for sale, or if it's an issue that you just want to talk about, like AI or whatever. You see what I'm saying? It's What's Your Issue? And I think you'd be a great guest.
I think I could get us all. I think I could get us all in a lot of trouble.
It would be worth it.
I could do that for you.
Totally worth it.
Cool.
Definitely get us all in trouble.
That's okay.
What time of day is that? What time of day is that?
What's Your Issue? We can either do it taped at any time, or I think it's at noon, right, Levi?
Yeah, it's early in the day, and then
noon on Monday.
Friday is
Freewheeling Friday is 11 p.m. Eastern. And What's Your Issue? I was going to do it on Fridays at noon, but I think I'm going to do it on Mondays at noon.
Well, let me know.
I'm not sure because the new show kind of messed up my whole plan for a schedule. The new show, the Fourth Wall interviews, I think that's going to be Monday, and What's Your Issue will be Friday. So either show Friday, either 12 p.m. or 11 p.m.
All right. Well, we'll work it out. I'm going to see you in Grand Rapids, right?
Yes, you will. I'm talking about maybe getting you out here before that, though. Again. You know,
okay.
Just maybe.
All right.
Just maybe.
Yeah. I'm always up for shooting my mouth off into a microphone.
I just think
you don't have to ask me twice, really.
I just think What's Your Issue is the perfect show for you. I'm just saying, you know, you can come out and get it off your chest, brother. Everybody,
I'll bring some baggage with me for sure.
Yes. ArsenicLullaby.com. Go check it out. There's tons of fun stuff there. It's different. Be prepared, okay? Don't go wading in without your waders, okay? See, can you come back, get us all in trouble? Look, I'll have both of you on Freewheeling Friday. That'd be
do her show on Thursday night. Flip City's Chaos Corner.
Creative Chaos. Yeah, they have a show as well on Thursday nights that we run on the network as well.
Is that on this network also?
Yeah. Dude, we got good stuff everywhere, bro. But I mean, I just met them. They've been doing this for a long time before I met them. You know, they have quite a body of work from pre-Pops. You know,
she's got one of my favorite segments for this, and it's Conspiracy Corner, and they got a conspiracy wheel that they spin, and you get to just whatever it lands on, that's a conspiracy you talk about.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. There you go. You guys talk, Kitty. I send him your info. You guys get together, and we'll all get together and do a show, and we'll have a blast, man.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
All right. Doug, it's always great seeing you. I will see you in the flesh next month, my friend.
See you next month. Levi, are you going to be there? Or
No, I'm in Spokane, Washington.
Oh, okay.
He's way over there.
Well, I will see you somehow, some other time.
Some other way.
Yeah. Good to see you, Doug. I will.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
You bet. I'll see you soon.
Have a good week.
You too.
And we're gonna jump right into our next guest because he's here. He is right here, and he is ready. And you guys know him from. He's been here before. That's how you.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Brad? How you doing?
I just got out of work. I am beat down. Working at the county here down in sheriff's office here can beat your ass down.
I'm sure is it like okay to tell us like what you're actually doing? Like
so I am in charge of 75 deputies. So I am in charge of our civil and warrants division, our communications division, and backup for the courthouse in here in Hidalgo County.
Wow.
So it's a desk job, but it drains the brain to the highest caliber.
Well, I
which
mean,
love.
it's a desk job for you, but not for them 75 guys you're sending out
yeah,
to
man,
the
my boys are
warrants,
out there.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
my boys are out there, man. A lot of stuff, man. We do a lot of work out here. We're a border county, so yeah, it's crazy.
You might not hear this that often because everybody throws this at the military, but thank you for your service, brother.
Thank
Because
you.
right now,
Yes.
law enforcement is fighting a battle too. You know?
26 years. I've been doing this 26 years. I'm 51 years old, half my life. And I love every minute, man. The moment cops, when they know they're burned, it's time to leave, you know. I still got that fire when I was a rookie 26 years ago to now. And so my nickname is La Bocina, the speaker, because I am loud.
let me tell you something real quick. My grandson and his cousin play football, right? They play middle school football here in town, and it's a small town, right? But we go to the games, and it's like the cousin's mother asks him, "Can you guys hear Pat when he's yelling? Can you guys hear him on the field?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we can hear everything." Like they hear me. I'm up in the stands. They hear me louder than the coach. It's like coach is just running on the sidelines to get kids' attention. You know?
That is us right there, man. That is.
Yeah, I can be really, really, really loud. It's crazy. I'm not that big of a guy, but I think that's how I got the hiatal hernia. Was blowing my diaphragm out was from yelling. I do. I think that's how I got that. So you have a campaign, and we're gonna pull this thing up real quick and show them now.
Launching next weekend, right?
Yes, sir. On the 3rd, November 3rd.
Now we have a. Let me see. Let me get this thing up here. I have surgery like on the 8th, so I definitely got to get this thing talked about here before. I don't know, guys. I really have no idea what I'm going to feel like afterwards. So it's like I'm going to try to get all the shows and everything set up ahead of time. But there's stuff like this that we'll have just launched that I won't be there to push on. So I'm asking all you guys watching, when you see these links pop up, do a solid, man. You know, this is the hardest time of year for a creator to make money. We all know that, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a comic fan on your gift list, buy them a comic. And I don't mean go to Marvel.
Hell no.
Go to one of these guys. Buy them a comic for Christmas. You got a comic fan, they're going to love it, right? And you're going to help these guys who really need that kind of support this time of year. It's the hardest time of year for creators. It takes a lot of balls to launch at this time of year, even, right? Because you know people's wallets kind of divided. But think about it. You guys, you all have a comic fan on your list. Every one of you has to buy a comic fan something. Don't buy them a movie. Don't buy them a video game. Buy them comics. They love comics. They're going to like it. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
And if you buy them this one, Ralph will really love you.
I'll love you a lot.
Here we go. And see, now, Alpha Red popping in to cheer you on. Now, is that a friend of yours?
That is part of the Starcross Comics family.
Well,
James Dewin. Yeah, James Dewin. He's on Kickstarter right now too. He has his Alpha Red number 6 out. I got blessed by God that Joe Spicer reached out with Starcross Comics, and I'm part of that family. I have issue 1 and issue 2 are there. Man, you got like 15 or 16 of some of the best creators on the planet in Starcross, and
it is growing. Joe got he's got going on over there. He's like,
that man's brain is always on full speed, and he's trying to do everything he can to help everybody out, man. Awesome person. Person.
Now, let me see. Let me get this link in the chat real quick.
Got it.
This is the campaign, and tell everybody. Alpha Red, I gave you a wrench because you have a campaign of your own. One of the things that goes on over there in the chat, God, you can't see my hands. One of those things that goes on over there in the chat is that I encourage people to drop their links whenever you see us live. And I give all these wrenches out because that's what I want people to do. That this whole network is about promotion and networking with each other. And, so by all means, Alpha Red, anytime you see us live, which is like 25 times a week, you can drop that link, bro. You see, and it's all different shows, all different audiences. It's not like just going to the same 10 people. You know what I mean? It's like we got all different kinds of shows here that are hosted by different people that have different audiences. So it's all about making a hub, making something big that people know where to find people like you, right? And that's how I found that guy and that guy. See that? It's like, look, I was just a comic fan. 5 years ago, I didn't know anybody in comics.
Damn, 5 years, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. I got a year and a half, so I've met so many people, and it's absolutely amazing how indie creators help each other out, man. It really is. It is a different world, and I love it. I wish I would have been part of this years back. It took me a while to get here, but I'm here.
And see, for me, it was like, I would still just be a look what I got guy if it wasn't for COVID shutting everything down and just changing the landscape of indie comics just over one summer, right?
Pencils down.
Yeah, I mean, it changed everything, man. And as resentful as I was toward Diamond for shutting everything down, at the same time, look at all the people in indie comics that got to showcase what they're doing, and the big two weren't in the way for a minute.
Yep.
So it was a good thing. It was good and bad, right?
Yeah.
And it's like Doug said, that's kind of the balance of the universe. It's like you're going to get good, you're going to get bad.
Right. Yes, sir.
The summer of COVID was horrible for all my comic friends, but we did our best to get through it and helped anybody and everybody we could through that whole summer. And, I mean, look at it now. It's like none of this was planned. You know what I mean? None of it.
Right. Yes.
It's like it's just all just grew. And now, I mean, I'm looking at you, and it's time to talk about this thing. How come there's no trailer?
Because I don't launch till Sunday. It launches.
You can still have a trailer.
I sent you a bunch of pics though.
Yeah, I got pictures. I got those.
Yeah.
Now this cover that you have featured right here, I love the artwork in it. It's got what I always refer to as like the high contrast, where it's a lot of thick blacks and a lot of thin lines, and not a lot of in betweens. If you know what I mean, like if you were
that is the work of Vince White. So I'm a creator, writer, scripter. I sketch them, but these guys are amazing, man. A Trading 1 and 2 were by my good friends. You all know these guys, Aaron Dowen and Joseph DeSantos, man. I met these guys first and took 1 and 2 to a different level. Amazing guys, man. But I needed more. I had more to say in between issue 1 and 2, so I reached out to Vince White, who helped me put this spotlight file on a trade-in, which showcases a little bit more of his deputy side, things that he goes through, that explains why the Sword of Justice chose him. And then I always wanted a guidebook, so Joe Spicer introduced me to Gilbert Monsanto, and he did an awesome job with the art. All my information, Joe put it together, and it's going to be an awesome guidebook, man. It is amazing.
very cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that style.
Hold up now. I'm getting where I'm trying to go. I got to pull this down to pull that up, though. Let's
That sounded wrong.
Make sure you guys go sign up for this. And
please.
I have to stop sharing for a second.
How long is your campaign going to go?
A month. I was thinking about 21 days, but I'm shooting for a month. It's going to be a smaller campaign. It's only going to have like 4 or 5 tiers. What I really got into the last couple of Kickstarters were my buddies at like advertising tiers. You know, you put in somebody's company in your comic book. Yes. And I have some really good friends that help me out with that. You know, the first book had 168 backers. Wow. Issue 2 had 140. Nice. So I was very lucky. I'm so blessed, you know, very blessed. And I've got a lot more fans, a lot more friends that are out there. It's just indie friends are awesome people, man. They're just, man, I don't have any words to say. Oh, you guys are just amazing, man. Really are.
It's the indie nation is a cool nation.
It is amazing, man. It is culturally diverse. It is pretty much any kind of fantasy you can think of, you know. I don't even buy commercial comics anymore. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy, man.
I'm not going to say I won't go back and give me a key or something to fill out old stuff, right? But I don't. Man, there's nothing new that even is getting my attention. It don't even get my attention anymore. Much less my wallet.
I'm in love with indie, man. Just received a bunch of my buddy Red Talon from Ken Keller from Starcross. Got his book. I got one of Kevin Gruvaux. I think I'm saying his name right. He came out in that werewolf movie Underworld. I got his book Darkstorm, and a bunch of other awesome just indie guys that are just. It's amazing how we can put our minds to it and create something that we've been wanting to for so long. This is a 39-year-old dream for me. You know, I told you that, Pops, the last time. Now it's 30. Now I'm 51. So it's a year later. You know, it's just. It's amazing. Everybody rocks, man. Everybody freaking rocks.
And see, that's the whole thing. It's like I meet all you guys, and it's like I'm talking to somebody the other day who her book was 23, 24 years ago. She wrote all these pieces, and she got a friend of hers, an editor who had read it back then, to actually fix it. Right. And now she's releasing it as a book 25 years later. And it's like, you guys all had this, every one of you had these dreams doing this for a long time. Man, I wanted to be a comic creator forever. I always wanted to do a comic book. Man, I did comic books when I was in school. You know what I mean? It's like everybody has that it was always there for them, that they wanted to be that guy. And I'm sitting here living on a dream that I didn't even know I had.
Wow. That is
okay. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. I didn't know that I wanted to do what I'm doing, but I really like doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I want to do it.
It's awesome, man.
It was like it's just weird. I don't even know. I had no idea that this was the road I was going to be on 5 years ago.
It's an awesome road, man. You were led here for a reason.
Yeah. And I mean, I've always had the love of comics and stuff. I just hadn't been exposed to the social media side of it until it's like a little bit of Facebook and then making my own group, which wasn't about promotion then. It was just, look what I got. Yay, guys, look what I got today. I still bought real comics at the comic store, right? The stuff that was the in thing to buy, right? I was still buying those when this started. And then when Diamond shut it down, it was like, man, it just like turned the switch off for me. And I didn't care about Marvel and DC anymore. I just didn't care.
But when they did that, though, it turned another switch on to where it's all of us indie guys now. We're almost unstoppable with the way technology is. They really messed up by putting pieces down. You know, you should. It's like they were in the lead in the race and they just quit running.
Yeah,
you know, it's like,
hey, thank the Lord, man. Thank the Lord. You know, it's their loss is our gain, your gain, our gain. You know, getting our stories out there it's them. And some guys do some awesome reviews. When somebody does a review on your comic that you didn't ask for, it just wow. You know, or somebody does, you know, artists. You know, they do an art. You know, of your hero. Like, wow, yeah. You know, fan art. Wow, fan art. Fan art is like whoa. It you know, it touches the soul. For me, it does. You know, it's amazing. It's wow. I don't have words for all these people out there.
Every time somebody draws Crumb, I just melt a little bit on the inside. Don't tell nobody I said that, but every time somebody draws my little dude, I'm like, man, you know what I mean? Yeah. And see, it's like that's the way it is. It's like it's a bunch of people that love what they're doing, care about what they're doing, care about each other's success. Really, I mean, you weed out the people that don't care about other people's success.
Right. Yeah.
You know
You can feel that right away.
You figure out.
You
figure out that dude really don't care about nobody else. He just care about him.
Right.
You know, and you figure that out, and you kind of weed them out, and you move forward. You know, but I want to definitely switch gears here and talk about that guy. That guy.
Yeah, my boy. Atreidian Justice, man. So that cover, I had this idea, and I kind of drew it for Vince, how I wanted the angles. I wanted Atreidian to be showcased, and him as a deputy in the background, because it goes into his story. And of course, you got the Sword of Justice behind him, and then of course the Astral Wolf that's under him. And Vince White just nailed it, man. Vince White has it's a total package, man. That guy can draw, he can letter, he can color, he can do everything.
That's nice.
He worked on the Eternal as well.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. With Brian. Yeah. And I told him this is what I want, man. So issue 1 and 2 with Aaron, it's my story. I helped script it, but of course, Aaron did most of the scripting. This one is 99% me, about 95% me scripting it, Aaron editing it, and Vince threw in some couple of words, but this is mainly my words in there, 100%. It came out great, man. I mean, Joe Spicer read it and he says that's by far the best book you've released so far. And I'm like, oh wow, it's coming from Joe Spicer. That got me right between the heart. It explains things that happened to. So it's kind of a part of my life, a little bit in there. He's a deputy sheriff. There have been things that in my 26 years that have caused me to have a form of PTSD, And this comic book absolutely saved my life. I'm going to give you a real quick rundown. About 12 years ago, major fire in this area. We show up there and 4 kids are burned. Father's trying to run into the house to save mama. The house is gone. It's gone. And people are trying to stop him. So I get there and I'm trying to stop this guy from killing himself going to the house. And I got to tackle him down. He gets physical, and he's trying to get to his wife. He's trying to get to his wife. This is where I first noticed I had something wasn't right. I finally calm him down. I'm like, look, man, your wife, she's gone, but your kids need you. Your kids are in pain. They need their father right now, Anyway, we wound up calming the guy down, and he went to go. Later on, he apologized, and I said, no, man, look, I apologize to you. You just lost your family. Your wife, at least, your kids are really bad. They're gonna make it. But getting home. And laying in bed, and my wife right away, she's like, "You okay?" I'm like, no, I'm not. But I lost myself in this story. I go and I get up and I start writing. I start writing what I want him to look like, his powers, what he stood for. And this happened to me several times in my last 15 years of my life, where if it wasn't for him, this story, I don't know where I'd be, guys. Honestly, man. First responders, cops, deputies, firefighters, EMTs, soldiers, nurses, they all find a way to cope with it, Yes. Sometimes most of the time they're bad ways, So I'm blessed that this is what saved me. So there's things in there, especially in this story that reflect things that I've been through in my career that touch you emotionally. That really hit you between the eyes. It's like bam, and it's in there. Him as a deputy sheriff. It's going to start off with him. It's in between issue 1 and 2 of Atreidian. This takes place there, and he's learning his powers. He's reminiscing to when his faith was challenged as a deputy, and it really goes into depth of things that happen personally with the deputy and in the story with his son, which happened to me as well. We raise our kids as best we can, but sometimes they make decisions as adults that affect the entire family.
Yes.
You know, so it's in there as well, you know. And my son, when he read it, man, he's like, wow, Dad, it's he starts to cry, you know. Like, those are the things I wish I could have told you when we're struggling with this, you know. So it's this story to me is what I couldn't put in issue 1 and 2. So I created that one shot, and it's, you know, look at that. Vince just nailed it, man. That's a power scene where he's dealing with all those astro wolves, and Vince just bam. Vince is unique artist.
I love the fact that this is. I know we throw this word around a lot of this phrase, but passion project.
Yes.
It's definitely the way you've taken everything out of your life and you put it into the book. And just I'm a strong believer in comic books are meant for escapism,
right?
You know, so they have a place in society as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a great looking book.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Tim, he's actually trying to create his own comic book too. He's part of Radical Comics. Ronnie Martin is really cool. A creator, he bought the comic book and he actually left me a message like, wow, man, we've had problems with my brother in the past, you know, and it kind of touched his heart, you know. When you get those messages, and I heard my wife heard it, she's like, wow, you know, that makes it worth it, you know.
Right.
As long as they can touch one guy, one soul out there, if it can change somebody, that's worth every penny I've spent on this comic book, you know, on all my comic books. Absolutely.
But see, look, I'll be honest with you. Your story can do that all by itself, really.
That's what I want. That's the plan.
You do have a I don't want to say unique, because I'm sure there's a lot of officers that go through the same thing you do and have people they're responsible for and everything. Right. But how many of them get to express it? Right. And after you've put it down on paper, look how much easier it is for you to come out and actually talk about it. Because I'm sure it wasn't that easy while it was going down.
Of course not. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So not only did it save you, but it gave you a chance for your story to maybe save some other people.
Yeah.
You know.
And you probably have better access to the numbers than we do, but I mean, just the amount of officers that can't do this and just kind of find other ways to deal with their PTSD and, you know,
law enforcement has one of the highest suicide rates in America, top 5 as far as professional jobs, you know. And we researched that, and it is amazing how, you know, so in the academy, they teach you, this is what you're going to see, this is what you're going to experience.
Right.
What they don't teach you is the after effects of when you're sitting watching the news and all of a sudden something just snaps in you when you see the news and you're like, whoa, man, oh man, and your day just gets turned around, you know. Cops, number 1, firefighters, you know, soldiers, number 1, of course, these guys are out there serving their country, you know, but we forget sometimes about the people here, you know, EMTs, nurses, and they're seeing these people that they just came in pieces, you know, and having to take that home, you know, and so sometimes you'll see cops laughing at crime scenes. They're not laughing because they want to make fun of what's going on. They're laughing because if they don't, they'll go crazy. You know, if you eat this long enough, it eats at your soul, and and you can't get that back. You know, and so we have high suicide rate. We have drug, alcohol, addictions because it's hard. You know, and that's why I'm blessed. And you know, Joe DeSantos, when I first met him, and I told him my story, he was like, God, wow, man, it's unique. For the first time I've ever seen a deputy be a superhero and still do both, you know. Usually he becomes bad or he winds up being some kind of bad guy. And he introduced me to Aaron Dowen, who helped me as well, man. And he you know, they put these pieces together for me and gave me the ability to put this book out. You know, those guys are amazing. And I'm going to keep saying their names. Jose DeSantos and Aaron Dowen are some of the coolest people on this planet, and they're smart in what they do. Joseph is amazing with his art. You know, I got to give that guy 100% props. And through all these years, this year and a half, I've met so many people, you know, Rodney Lockett, Tony Cottrell from Madrigal Comics, my buddy, Nicholas Garber from Apogee Comics. He's a Border Patrol agent who has his own superhero, you know, Apogee Comics. And he, another friend of mine from Starcross, Nicholas Gear, he has Tin Soldier, who's a cop too in the comic book. So it's amazing, guys, how you meet everybody out there, and it's wow, man. You get to talking, and it's crazy. Oh, that's there. That's a Sword of Justice right there, baby. That's my baby right there. That took me, Jesus Christ. It's changed over the years. At least the last 10 years, I finally got it right. It has. So somebody asked me, Vince asked me, what is Atreidian iconic for? You know, Superman's hope, Batman is fear, Wonder Woman is warrior, and real simple, he's feared as justice. That's what he is. The word Atreidian, Atreus, means fearless in Greek. So when I finally came up with that name, Atreidian, it's like, wow, fearless justice. And that sword, it's supposed to be the sword of God. And we're warriors, you know what I'm saying? Justice is going to be blue, or warriors. But at the same time, kind of symbolizes a cross. You know, we all need faith and whatever kind of God you like. You know, which I'm a Christian. You know, we all have different faiths. The scales of justice, number one. I'm a cop. I always meant to be a cop. They're going to be in there.
Look, you can use this. You're a warrior of the light, bro.
That's so the fire in the top symbolizes two things. The fire of baptism, when Atreidian can baptize people who have been possessed by astral wolves, and it's also the light in the dark. You know, they're one of their main powers is that they can go into darkness and light it up. You know, especially when it comes to Father Evil and all the bad guys in my universe. But that took me so long to come up with that concept. And then Tony Cottrell from Advent Comics helped me, got an artist to help me put it together, all my ideas. And that is a product right there of my 26, 39 years of putting my comic together right there. It just came out awesome, you know.
Yeah.
That is iconic. I think that is iconic right there. There he is right there.
Oh. That's the one shot. Yeah. Okay. So we've seen all those. Okay. That's what you sent me. That's right. What we looked at. Now,
that is that's the sword. That's going to be the guidebook right there.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's going to be two. My Kickstarter is going to have like 4 tiers. If you miss issue 1, if you miss issue 2, there's going to be the one shot with the guidebook for $21. You know, plus including shipping. So $21 gives you 2 amazing 22, 23 page comic books. And then I have a Justice package. There's all 4. You know, that's going to be in there as well. But that's my dream right there. That Joe Spicer did that right there. Joe Spicer is awesome talent as well. He's talented as well, Joe Spicer, man. Really cool guy.
Yeah. We've talked to him a couple times.
My little Wisconsin guy, man, from Wisconsin. We're like 2,000 miles away from each other.
It's like, well, I mean, I am up here in the Midwest. I'm in Michigan, so you know.
Oh, nice.
I love what he's doing, and I love that he's thinking in the same way I am. It's like you got to keep expanding. You got to keep, branching out, bringing more people into what you're doing. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what it is, man. It's come on, man. We enjoy this stuff. We love it, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting a message over here. Okay, yeah. After I'm done here, it's like, hey, will you do this about this other show? Yeah, but I'm live right now. I'm doing this about this show right now. Okay, I got you, Dustin. See, look, there's a stream there. Like, will you pass this on? No, I got you. Yeah. He's wanting to talk to. He's gonna have Bruce Wayne on his show tonight.
Oh wow, cool.
On It's Freaking Figures, and Bruce was at Madison Square Garden yesterday.
Wow.
I don't know if you know what happened at Madison Square Garden yesterday.
No idea.
That Trump rally.
Oh, the rally, right? I got you.
Yeah, he was there, man. So he'll probably be showing off some video clips and stuff tonight on It's Freaking Figures. You never know, right?
Right.
It's all action around here. I know that.
So is this your second campaign on Kickstarter?
It's actually my third
campaign.
Yeah, issue 1, issue 2. Now these 2 books are gonna be out there hopefully, man, Sunday. I'm reaching out to everybody I can, man. Everybody I can. Social media rocks, guys. I didn't even have a Facebook account before I got into comics last year, a year and a half ago. But social media.
Do you ever wonder how indie comic guys made it back in the day without social media?
How did they do it back, man? How?
Dude, like Freak Brothers and stuff that still people will buy to this day.
Hey, just getting your book published back in the day, I remember sending off requests for info on print costs, and the printing companies used to mail you a vanilla envelope full of comic books of like what they're currently printing. Like you wouldn't get that kind of stuff nowadays. Like, oh yeah, here's part of our catalog. Just this is what we do, or it's through the mail.
How long have you been doing it, Levy?
Well, I've been trying to break into comic books my entire life, basically, but in various forms. So
Wow.
He has a book he's working on right now called Galaxy Memorial Park, and it's basically go ahead, tell him. You tell him.
It's Arlington Cemetery for Superheroes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Just as an example, you were talking about real life things that you've incorporated into your story. Chapter 1. So Arlington Cemetery, Galaxy Memorial Park is a place you can take your kids and stuff like that. And in Chapter 1, Grandpa takes 2 of his grandkids to the park, and he's not supposed to because it's the Arlington Cemetery for Superheroes, and he wants to show his grandkids, like, hey, I used to work with this guy, and I knew this guy, and this guy was really cool. Here's what he used to do, and in the process of it, he loses one of his grandkids.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, in the park, and that's one of those things where it actually freaking happened to me. I lost my 3-year-old daughter in a freaking park one time. So yeah. Wow. I just
sounds interesting, man. That is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. So it'll have a foreground story, like so if like Peter Parker dies, it's all about the secret identity. You don't want Green Goblin showing up at the funeral and killing all your loved ones and stuff like that. So the park comes with what we call the Watchmen protocol. So nothing bad can happen inside the park. Well, the first example of that happens in the first chapter where Grandpa loses one of the kids. So, and then in the next chapter, something else bad happens. So you're kind of like, okay, so not only are you learning about all these heroes that have passed away, but in the foreground story, you're wondering like, what's going on with the park?
Yeah. How come bad things are happening in the park where nothing bad's supposed to happen, right?
Yeah. That is absolutely cool, man.
Thank you.
It's amazing the how the creators have all these ideas, man. And when you can put it on paper and get this book out, man, that's awesome, dude. That is
okay. Now I got a question for you, Rap.
Go ahead.
How deep in your character's head can you get? Can you be him?
I think I based it a lot on me. So yes, I probably could be him. Because
I said earlier, I was talking to Doug. I have a new show, and it's called Fourth Wall Interviews with Pops Van Zandt, wherein I pop into your universe or your dimension or whatever you want to call it, and I interview your character, not you, your character.
That is so cool.
Break the wall.
And it's like we're gonna start next week. I'll be interviewing the mayor of Slaughterville next week. But think about this. I'd love to interview your character.
I'd be proud. I'd be proud to do it, man.
And this is a way to promote your book that's different because people are going to be hearing from the character in the book, not the guy who wrote it, not the guy who drew it. Now, you see what I'm saying? It's like we're going to actually ask the character questions. How did you get your powers? What is this world? First off, because I'm just going to be popping into your world and I'm going to be like, yo, where are we? You know, it's like,
That's gonna rock,
you know,
man. You can sign me up for that one, man. I'm down.
it's cool. That was where I was going. See,
You get a trading out there is of course, man. Gee, that sounds like it's gonna be fun.
and since you do have a campaign that's going to be active, we should probably try to do that show before your campaign ends.
Definitely, 100%, man. That sounds intriguing.
That's
And,
no,
I have a lot to say. He has a lot to
I would
say.
have to tape it. We'd have to tape it because it goes off Monday at noon.
Wow.
But we can do that. We can do a recorded version of it and play it in its time slot. You know, so definitely put some thought to it because the questions will be pretty generic because I'm going to ask you, you know, who are you? What do you do? How did you end up doing that? What, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be about the character. You see what I'm saying? So think about how you would answer just generic questions about your life as a Tredian, you know.
That's going to be like Lois Lane interviewing Superman. You're my Lois Lane.
It's well, hopefully, let's, you know, hopefully I don't go Lois on you, but yeah, no.
She can be tough. She can be tough.
I don't need a ride in your muscular arms, super dude. You know, I do need a wormhole out of here, though. You know, that's the whole thing. It's like I'm kind of trying to figure out how I make this happen. Like, do I just warp into your universe and there you are, or is it something that we figured out a way to schedule? I don't know yet. So I still have work to do on my end. I guess it's all going to come together on Monday when Chris and I do the Mayor of Slaughterville. Right?
What time on Monday?
It'll air at noon.
Oh yeah, good.
But like I said, we can tape it anytime. I know you work. I know you work. I wouldn't, you know. Not gonna, hey man, you gotta tell the captain you gotta leave for a minute. You
gotta tell the sheriff. I'm like, yeah, right.
I just gotta go be on YouTube for a minute. You tell him, you know, it's like, I'll get the force, I promise.
I love it.
Y'all don't get enough good publicity, man. Thanks for coming out and telling us about what you do. And like I said, again, thank you for your service because not enough of you guys get the appreciation that you should. You know,
thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you.
No, thank you guys. You guys rock, man, for bringing me on, having me on again. You know, Sunday, November 3rd will be the Kickstarter release for my 2 books. Reach out, shoot out to everybody. I'm gonna bother everybody. So they told me Rosario, what's his name? From Unstoppable Comics, my buddy. He's like JD. He's like, you have to harass everybody. Harass, bother everybody. So
look, one thing you need to do is you make sure that through the whole from here until your campaign ends, you drop that link in the Madness Facebook group once a day. Once a day. The scroll moves. You know,
it'll get done.
Scroll moves. Everybody else is doing it too. So once a day, and then when I see it, I share it out to my other socials. It gets picked up in what we're talking about because it's in my face.
Right.
Put it where put it where I'm going to see it right there in the group. And those other things you do where it's one character versus the other one.
Right.
Okay. Put them in the group too.
Oh yeah, the indie breakdown. That's great. That pace is amazing, man. Yeah, those guys are great too.
Yeah, put that in the group too, so people can see that, man. Because
absolutely,
you're doing some good stuff over there, man.
I'm trying to, man. I learned that when you make friends, man, especially in this indie family, man, it's contagious, and I love it, and I want to keep making. I just met Levy now, so you know, so keep bothering you, Levy. You're
right.
You got to find him on Twitter though. He don't do that Facebook thing. So
no.
I got Twitter. Don't worry, I got Twitter too. I got the
right on.
Do you have me? Are you following me on Twitter? I don't even.
But I will find you.
Yeah, it's Madness Comic. It's real simple. Find me so we can follow. I follow you back, and same thing there. I share stuff out there. It's same thing. You know, it's like any place that I can put stuff where you can see it, I'm gonna put it there.
So, sounds awesome, guys.
For everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. And Rumble, thanks for watching. You can find this man at obviously that name right there on Facebook. Where on Twitter? What's your Twitter handle?
Oh, I don't even remember. Tradian Justice. Look for Tradian Justice and you'll find it. Google it and you'll find them everywhere.
Okay, there you go. Tradian Justice, people. You know what to do. Go sign up. Be ready for the launch. You just saw a sample of the art. You know Vince. Vince killed it in the Eternal. He's killing it again in this one.
Great looking stuff.
Thanks so much, Debbie.
Get on board, yo.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna play a couple more ads because we got sponsors. We got to take care of our people.
That's right.
And y'all have a great day. And we will see you, if not later tonight on It's Freaking Figures, we will see you tomorrow morning on the Tuesday Morning Brew with Laurie Calcaterra, and her guest will be none other than Corissa freaking Grant. So, that's always a great show. Those two are great together. Yeah. Don't miss it. Just don't miss it. Levi, thanks for being here, brother, for having my back. I will get with you and we will schedule a little taping for fourth wall interviews. Awesome. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be awesome. Peace, everybody.
Later. See y'all later. Bye-bye.
I almost got you, Levi. I almost got you all laid back in your chair. I almost just turned off that video so people could see right up your nostrils. Hey, check it out. I forgot. Tomorrow night, a rock opera at World's End Comics live performance of Box of Tapes by Ear Google. Guys, we're going to have it right here live for you. It's coming out of World's End Comics in Kingston, New York. It's going to be live on the Madness Comic Network on all of our destinations. Don't miss it, boys. Don't miss it, ladies. Gonna be good, good, good stuff.
Hey, everybody, Dirk Manning here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave but Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
dragon's flight. A psychic sword cuts through the night. A fiery heart standing ready to fight. Southern nights, they rise and soar. God in the south, yeah, they're ready to roar. From the shadows to the shining lights, that they'll protect you day and night. Southern nights.
Critical blast logistics, getting it done, getting it there. Critical blast logistics, getting it done, getting it there.
Little president in his sandbox play, build a tower, make it stay. Digging deep through the golden sand, building the future with your hands. Tiny suits and shiny shoes, making plans and making news. Friends all gather to join along, in the sandbox they all belong. Little president from that play, every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way, in the great big sandbox that is the USA. The USA. Share your dreams with everyone. Sandbox fun under the sun. Big ideas taking flight. With Little Trump, everything's bright. Dig a moat, build a wall. In the sandbox he stands so tall. Dreamer dream, builder build. Little Trump, your heart's fulfilled. Little President Trump, that play. Every day a brand new day. Learning, growing your own way. In the great big sandbox that is the USA. Hooray, hooray, for the USA.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
All right.